I finally got around to trying Dirt Rally, and I'd won this game in an art competition years ago, but I had hundreds of games and just didn't get around to playing it. I had a lot of trouble getting it to work, managed to do a stage section I was happy with, but the replay didn't work properly, and by the time I got the replay recording and controls down, I was too fatigued to get through the section competitively. So I ended up focusing on one section, casually driving one car from each category through it, and then recorded the replay of my final run. So here's that run with a mini Countryman Rally edition, and the controls were still pretty bad, because the wheel jumps further than it should when I turn, and I had to almost turn the force feedback off to make it controllable. This was my first time in the car, and I was using a Thrustmaster T300 and a TSPC wheel. I had the T3PA pedals, which strangely in this game stopped working, and then came back, but the clutch pedal became the accelerator input, and the accelerator pedal became the brake. So I had to sort that out, but was happy enough driving it as it was, although without being able to use the force feedback I'd rather play another sim. I thought the graphics were good, but having functional controls is too fundamental. Sadly for me, that made this game one of those ones that you try out and then uninstall. To make matters worse, the damage system wasn't fun, because if you hit or even went near an obstacle, then your car would get smashed, and it didn't matter the size or material of what you hit, it's pretty much the end of your run, and apparently you can't turn damage off. I'd love to say what the rank of this section run was, but it only shows you the timing, and not how many players have run the same thing. But either way, I still tried to find as much time as I could, while getting through in one go, only getting on the power if I felt confident. I used to play a lot of old rally games, but would often overdrive the car and end up crashing, and then slow down when I didn't need to stop crashing. So it took a while to find a rhythm, taking it easy going into the corner, but being ready on the exit to accelerate as early as possible, and I was far better and more consistent that way, and it was relaxing driving that way too. I was gutted that it didn't suit the force feedback, because for me a lot of the fun in driving a car is feeling the car, and I certainly felt that when I was karting. Something interesting I heard lately was an argument that driving is learned rather than instinctive, and maybe they were talking about traffic law or how to use a clutch or whatever, but I feel like driving is very instinctive, as the car becomes an extension of yourself, and you express yourself through it without thinking. And certainly when I'm racing, the best laps I've done are the ones where I didn't need to think about it, and was just in the zone. And then you wake up from that zone and find that you've done the best lap that you've ever set. Not that I'm a fast racer, but when you connect with it, it's like there's nothing between you and the car.
On exit, 80, turn right, one don't cut, care rocks on exit, 100 past junction, 80 crest, right 5 don't cut past junction, left 5 past junction, 100 to finish.
So I set a time of 3 minutes 8 seconds, which at the time was rank 3260th, but it's not clear how many entries there were, or if their run conditions and cars were even the same, so who knows if it was a good time or not. But for me, considering it was the first run with that car, it was fun to get through and play it back.